Key changes in indirect tax. Service tax, as you must have heard, is increased from 10 to 12%. The effective rate will be 12.36 because you have a 3% education cess. This new rate will be applicable from 1st April 2012. Central excise, similar increase, 10 to 12%, and it has already come into force today morning. Customs duty rates are unchanged, but the calculation of customs duty has undergone a change. Central sales tax unchanged. GST, another very important law. It would personally, I believe that it was a welcome move on the part of the government to come up with a GST, but it has got stalled for whatever reasons, mainly political. So that has got delayed. There is no clear indication as to which date it will be enforced or when it will come into existence. But there is a move towards harmonization of the central excise and the service tax provision, which is a move in the right direction. The network which is required for the GST is proposed to be made effective from August 2012, and there will be a PAN-based single registration, payment, returns, etc. Everything will become PAN-based. So that also is a good rationalization initiative. We have had service tax for more than I don't know, several years, 18 years, yeah. And incredibly, we don't have a service tax act. It has always been sort of regulated by way of notifications. And the height is that it's a tax on services, but the term service is not defined. So now they have, after 18 years, they have decided that chalo, let's give a definition to the term service. So that's what they have done. But more importantly, today what is happening is that every time they feel that some service is there which is generating a lot of income and we can get good revenue from it, they decide that we will tax that service or bring it under the service tax net. So today they have to go on notifying services to bring them under the ST net. Now what they are doing, and in that process life has become very complicated because there are so many services which have been notified one by one, and then there is a dispute whether I am engaged in that service or not. So now what they have come up with is a negative list, which means that there is a list given of about I think 17 services, and it is said that if you are engaged in any of these 17 services, you are not covered. Otherwise, you are covered if you are engaged in any other service. So in a way, this was actually a long-standing demand of the tax-paying community to come up with a negative list. So it's good that it has come. List of various exemption under service tax to be restricted and be part of a mega exemption notification. Rules of interpretation and guidance note for negative list of services will be brought out. Point of taxation rules, which is very important today, and this VAT credit rules, there has been some rationalization. But just now we were filing half yearly returns, we have to file monthly returns, I am told. So this is going to increase the compliance problems. There are some other things. Settlement commission scheme has been introduced and a special audit scheme has been introduced, which is good because in income tax you have a settlement commission where you can do a once in a lifetime settlement with the department. So they are allowing you to do this also. Refund procedures for service exporters simplified. The second last one, the amnesty for renting. Now, this is important because some years back they decided that rent on commercial premises will be subject to service tax. Now basically service tax is a tax on services, and by no stretch of imagination can renting be considered as a service. You're giving a property on rent, there is no service given. But yet the department wanted to tax it. There was litigation, matter went to various high courts. Courts came out in favor, so they amended the law retrospectively, and now they have clarified that, and despite that there was still litigation going on. Some people had not yet paid the backlog, so they have come up with an amnesty scheme for the renting services, and they have said that you just finish off everything, close all the past matters, we will not levy penalty on you. So those who have not paid the service tax on the rental receipts can avail of this provision. Yeah, on residential there is no service. So to summarize, very briefly about the tax provisions, I would say there has been small tinkering in the personal taxation front. The benefit of that threshold limit increase and the 20% slab being made little broader will be more than offset by the service tax changes. The retrospective amendment, this horrible habit of the government to come out with retrospective amendments, that spree continues. Supreme Court decision, as I mentioned, on the Vodafone case, in various other cases also, even the Azadi Bachao Andolan's case, which is a landmark case from a Mauritius point of view, all have been adversely sort of affected by the various amendments. It is sending a completely wrong signal to foreign investors. So, at the end of it, if I have to say, is there a silver lining, then I would say there was only one silver lining yesterday, which is Sachin Tendulkar's 100. Thank you.